Hello, and welcome to American Sports Angler. Today's episode of American Sports Angler is brought to you by our famous friends high up in the Appalachian Mountains, Blue Springs. Originally, we were booked at Cedar Springs. I had requested a special handicapped access spot. They agreed to do it, but when we got there, they didn't keep their word. So we immediately demanded a refund and hightailed it on over to our good friends at Blue Springs, who were more than happy to accommodate us for a great day of trout fishing.
They didn't have no corn last time, did they?
Pretty, ain't it?
I like this place anyway. I'd like to still be able to fish at Pickle's Bottom sometime, so I could film it and show Larry what the hell we missed. It just don't look the same, that's all.
It's just changed a lot.
Might be too deep. Unreal. The trout in this stream are as thick as ticks on a hound dog. But when it comes to biting, they were stubborn as a mule and very finicky. So we had to switch up baits, but it wasn't very long till it was fish on. Hold on, he's a good size one.
Oh,
Good deal.
he's a pretty one.
Good size one.
Pretty. He's pretty.
We don't have my hemostats out of the.
It's okay, baby. We'll get you. Oh.
I'm right there on his lip. After removing the hook, it wasn't very long till we safely released this guy back to his friends. We're going to take a break to show you our presentation of what we used today for what did work. We had a lot of miscatches today and lost a lot of fish, and I'll explain that. But let me show you what we used first that worked, okay? I used my Battle 2 pin reel 3000 with 6-pound test line, okay? We also used a 12 to 14 salmon egg hook, because normally people were catching like a 10-inch or 12-inch trout, smaller trout, and those trout are really delicate. So if you hook them wrong or they struggle too hard, most times they die. And American Sports Angler, we're strictly catch and release, so we try to do our best to release without damaging the fish any. So, but this caused us to miss a lot of fish, because these fish we were catching today were around 3.5, 4 pounds, somewhere around in there. We would hook them and with these little hooks, and it'd end up spitting out the bait, and we'd miss them. So now let me show you what we did to catch them. My other setup is also a pin reel Battle 200 3000, but this one has 4-pound test. So I went to this translucent indicator, which really worked because I didn't see this thing at all. And then we changed to a size 8 to 10 salmon egg hook, which was a little bit bigger, but not too big, and it worked really, really well. And we started hooking fish. And I used a variety of hand-tied flies mimicking certain insects. Basically a lot of these browns and a couple of minge flies. They hit these because it seemed like they were hitting top water most of the day anyway, some kind of bug. We couldn't really see what it was. But even though we hooked several with these flies, they still spit the hook. So we switched up then with some Pautzke's fire bait. We used a peach garlic. And trout are known to love garlic, and this is not a myth, it's actual reality. So what we do with this, we get out a pinch. About this much is fine. We take it and we roll it up in a ball, and we put it in our hand after placing it on the hook, and you want to cover the eye of your hook, and you gently roll it. Now a lot of people roll theirs in what they call a worm, but I make mine just a little bit fatter and a shape of a minnow, and use it somewhat like a jig, and I call it a Pautzke firebait minnow. We tried these a couple times, and the fish went to them like magnets, but still they'd come right up to the bait, take it in their mouths, and spit it out immediately. We also used some live minnows, and the trout here, they just kept spitting them out. They'd put it in their mouth, immediately spit it out. I mean, a live minnow, who would think that? So we switched, and we grabbed these Pautzke's pink garlic scented fireworms. It's an artificial worm, and it's a really tough worm compared to the others on the market that break. This thing's really, really flexible, stretch a long ways. So, I mean, you can use it and catch multiple fish on it. That's it, folks. There you have it. This is our presentation of what we used today, and I hope that helps you catch a lot of fish. one going towards it. They're hitting towards the top. So bad. I got it. Came off. And that's pretty much how it went for the rest of the day. I hooked 4 or 5 more, and they all spit the hook and got off. And that was pretty much par for the course. We switched around using different baits because these guys were extremely finicky and leery. They'd come up no matter what you used, even a minnow, take it in their mouth and immediately spit it right back out. As the day grew longer, it got hotter, and it was time to pack up and head back home to Bristol, Tennessee. I have to say, it's not always about the quantity of fish you catch, it's about the quality of fish you catch and having a great relaxing time. We had a great time here, thanks to our friends at Blue Springs.
Right there's the barn.
Hey, stop. Having any luck? I caught one about 3 pounds and I hooked 5 of them and they come off.
Yeah, they're a little tough to catch today. They're not hitting very hard.
No, they just they put it in their mouth and spit it out, man.
Yeah. Little better this afternoon than it was this morning. Still not great.
It's hard to catch them when they first stock them.
Yeah, there's a hole up here that's got a bunch of them in it, but we couldn't get them to bite nothing.
Oh, well.
No, they won't bite.
Yeah, there's probably 8.
Man, I've got minnows and everything.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff too. This hole here did pretty well for us, but up there, they're in there.
Wait a second.
It's too hot now, man.
Yeah, bright and sunny.
Well, y'all have a blessed day.
Hey, you too. Thank you.
So to recap our presentation today, what we did use that worked for us to catch our 3.5 pound trout was a little pink Pautzke garlic scented fireworm. This little guy saved the day and made for a great day of fishing at Blue Springs. Thanks for watching. This video was brought to you by Pautzke's Bait and Pin Reels for the fisherman who only wants the best experience.
If you like these videos, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.